If your last online course launch didn't hit your goal or no one bought, I promise you it is not because the market is saturated or people don't have money right now. I've been behind the scenes of over 100 online launches across many industries, from first $5,000 launches to over $1 million programs, and launches don't fail randomly. They fail in predictable, fixable ways. And launches don't usually fail during launch week. The failure actually starts 30 to 90 days before you even open cart. So let's look at 7 fixable reasons why no one bought, so you can prevent this from happening during your next launch. So our fixable reason, number 1, is that people didn't know that you were launching. Now, this is a hard pill to swallow. Be honest. Did you only post 3 times? Did you only send 2 emails? Did you stop because you felt annoying? The reality is only 1% to maybe, if you're lucky, 25% of your followers see your posts. And if you're lucky, 20% to 60% of people who are on your email list who've opted into hearing from you have seen your emails. So some of your people haven't even seen a single thing about you launching. And the reality is most people need multiple exposures and multiple angles to be ready to buy from you. So number 2, you ghosted your people between launches. This is actually a fairly common dynamic in the online space. If you regularly do online launches, you will be all in on your launch and you'll send daily emails and post on all your social media accounts and create amazing value. And then once the launch is over, you're exhausted and you just ghost your audience. So they don't hear from you for weeks or months until your next launch. What happens when you do this is your trust equity drops, your algorithm reach drops, your audience forgets why they care, or they find someone else to meet their needs. So if you ghosted your audience all up until the actual launch started, it's not the launch's fault. It's you ghosting. Okay, number 3. You didn't give people a taste. People rarely buy cold. If you didn't host a launch event, teach something valuable, demonstrate your thinking, demonstrate your ethos, allow them to feel your energy, help them get a small win before they ever buy from you, you expected them to believe in you without any experience. This is why launch events exist. Okay, number 4 is your message was vague or vanilla. There are so many people selling so many things on the internet. If you are using the excuse that the market is saturated, it's because you've put yourself and positioned yourself as a commodity. The way to pull yourself out of being a commodity where people can just compare you with all of the other relationship coaches or people who teach on X, Y, and Z is by sharing your story, being different. You are already different. Lean into that and share that. And be hyper specific. So if you use terms like transform your life, step into your highest self, unlock your potential, stuff like that, you're being too vague. You don't have a specific problem, a specific outcome, specific stakes for people to actually latch into. Okay, on to number 5. You didn't give them a reason to buy now. Now, one of the most potent elements of launches is the fact that it is time constrained. By putting a boundary and a barrier around the amount of time someone can enter into a program or get that bonus, is that it amplifies the energy and the power of the launch. Not everyone buys because of urgency, but most of us are moving through life on the fence. Like, we want to feel better, we want to have a better marriage, we want to learn how to crochet, we want to be better with our time management, we want to do all of these things all at once. Giving them a reason to buy now is how you're inviting people to get off the fence. And being on the fence is a very painful place to be. Imagine sitting on a pointy fence. Ouch, that hurts your ass. This isn't about manipulating someone into saying yes when they're a no. It's about helping them make a decision. So We do this by having an early bird period with different pricing during early bird or bonuses during early bird. You can do this by having expiring bonuses. You can do this by having an enrollment cap of a certain number of people who can join. You can have a clear enrollment close date. Without timing, people postpone. And postpone often means never. So help people make a yes or no decision. Okay, number 6, your offer was misaligned with your visibility level. So offer misaligned with visibility. If you don't have an audience and you want to launch a low ticket thing, but you need hundreds of people to sign up for the launch to be worth it to you, the math doesn't math. Or if you're launching a high ticket program with lots of hand holding, but you haven't actually had any sort of depth of trust or emotional depth with your people, they're not going to join. So going into the launch, not only with your goals, but looking before the launch even happens, being aware of how you're showing up, what you're talking about publicly, it makes a big difference. And finally, number 7, were you energetically collapsing? So launches are 50% structure and 50% nervous system, or 50% what you do and 50% the energy you're carrying. You can have all the amazing strategy in the world, but if you aren't doing your magical practices and your spiritual practices and dealing with your limiting beliefs and doing everything in this personal power arena, you're making it so much harder for yourself. So if you're obsessing over numbers every single day, if you're doubting publicly, if you're over-explaining, you're apologizing for selling, you're ghosting, you're spiraling in the DMs, these are all signs that you need to work on your conscious and unconscious mindset. You need to lean on unseen forces. You need to learn how to regulate your nervous system. If your last launch didn't go the way that you wanted, I hope that this episode helped you see that it's not random and it's not a referendum on you or your work. Launches fail in predictable ways, which means they can be fixed in predictable ways. Before you rewrite your sales page or slash your price, look at the 30 to 90 days before you open to cart. Look at your visibility, your messaging, your urgency, your alignment, and your nervous system. You don't need a brand new offer. You need a better launch plan. If this was helpful, take a screenshot and share it on Instagram. Tag me at The Dirty Alchemy so I can see you listening. And if you're ready to build launches that feel powerful instead of panicked, I'll link to my deeper resources in the show notes. We're going to be talking more about launches next week. So I will see you on this same podcast next week.